So I guess about 3 or 4 years ago, my shoulder started hurting me. And playing as a golfer, you can't have that. It kept getting worse, but it got to a point that it was pretty bad. But I didn't really want to go in and get any kind of surgeries because I knew that was going to be like a year recovery and all that stuff. So at any rate, I played golf through the pain, and I just learned how to swing differently. And it was a challenge, but I've been golfing for a lot of years, so it was doable. Anyways, one day I said, that's it. I'm done with this. I couldn't drive in a car anymore. I had to hold my arm up in the air and grab onto the thing you get in the car with because the shoulder hanging would kill me. And even watching TV, just sitting there at night watching TV, it was like, oh man, the pain would get so bad that I have to raise my arm. I'd be sitting there watching TV with my arm over my head. I'm serious about that. People must have thought I was nuts when I was driving like this, but you had to. So anyway, to get out of the pain. But anyway, so I came up, I went to my primary doctor. They referred me to Crovetti Sports Medicine, and I'm a sports guy, so I thought, I like the idea of sports medicine. I came up with it. They referred me to Doctor Michelin because that's his specialty, his shoulders and elbows. And he said, they came in, he took x-rays, which I had prior to that too. And I guess I had, my rotator cuff was torn beyond repair. It's called unrepairable rotator cuff tear. So I said, okay, that doesn't sound good. He said, but they came in with a new procedure a couple of years ago from Germany where they put a balloon in your shoulder and it makes your shoulder find the cuff where it belongs instead of being out of place and sticking up and hurting you. So he said, we got to see if you're qualified for it. We're not supposed to do it after about 60 years old. That's about the limit. But he said, we'll see. So he asked me about my dexterity, and I moved. So everything was fine because I'm a golfer. Maybe that's why, but I'm very limber. So he said, well, let's try it. And he said, not supposed to do it on a guy 78, but we're 77 at that time, but he said, let's try it. He said, I think it should be fine. You seem like you got enough range of motion and everything. So we did. Long story short, man, everything was like on target, on time, perfect procedure. The hospital thing was great that I went into. It was an outpatient, but still everything was like really great. So I went in, I think at 1 PM. I was home at 7. And he gave me some pain pills. To be honest with you, I did take a couple of them, but I didn't need them. I just kind of like, okay, let me feel real good. So, but anyways, actually 3 days later after the surgery, which I wasn't supposed to do, I was out shoveling dirt in my backyard. There was zero pain at that point. There was nothing wrong with me. I could have probably functioned in many, many ways. I did go to therapy, and I was very adamant about doing it every day on time, all the time, because I wanted to get back on the golf course. That's what I kept telling Dr. Michelin. I said, I got to get back on the golf course. I can't stand not golfing. So he said, let's see what it looks like. A month, we'll check in a month, we'll check in 2 months, and then 3 months. And the third month I went there, that I went back to see him, he said he was really impressed. He said, I think you should be able to play golf. He said, take it easy with the swing. So, when you're a golfer, you'd like to take it easy with the swing, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So I just let it rip. I didn't do it right off the bat. I took it easy. I went to the driving range, worked on it a little bit. But 3 months from the day of surgery, I was on the golf course, hitting balls, hitting with every club in my bag. Not going to tell you I played good because I didn't. Not because of the shoulder, it's because I'm just getting old. But fact is, it's great to be back. Haven't had pain one since. There was actually a little bit of discomfort after about 3 months of in the surgery, but it went away maybe a week later, 2 weeks later, and that was it. It was like everything's been great since then. So I forget that I had it because it's that I can do everything I want to do with hands, arms, reaching, and cupboards and all that stuff, and not know anything happened.